The recent entry into force of the Cooperative Framework Agreement (CFA) on the Nile River has put the entire Nile issue firmly into the hands of African nations, according to American political and economic analyst Laurence Freeman. Recall the CFA officially entered into force on October 13, 2024, following ratifications by Burundi, Ethiopia, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Uganda, and South Sudan as well. In an exclusive interview with Ethiopian news agency, Laurence Freeman stated the CFA established a framework of an Africa-led cooperation and development within the Nile basin coordinated by the African Union.
Well, the Cooperative Framework Agreement now, which was voted up, I'm thinking by 6 of the nations of the Nile basin, this now puts the whole issue of the Nile and the conflict that exists with Egypt. This takes this issue now and places it directly in the hands of Africans. It's no longer an issue to be brought up to the UN.
He also pointed out the unfounded opposition and allegations which Ethiopia has been encountering throughout the construction of the Grand Ethiopia Renaissance Dam GERD, which is now nearing completion. The idea that Ethiopians should not be allowed to build a dam on their own river, the Blue Nile, in their own country because of Egypt's opposition has always been wrong, he said, stating it as there is no truth to it. Freeman added, in fact, all the studies that he has read show that during the construction of the dam, there has been no reduction in the Nile River water entering from the Ethiopian region. He underscored the importance of GERD for Ethiopia's development and its contribution to regional economic integration through connecting the region with the export of electricity. Meanwhile, for expansion of its economy and regional economic integration, Ethiopia not only needs access to seaport, but also ownership of a port based on cooperation, the analyst said.
The issue that the Prime Minister of Ethiopia has brought up, which is a perfectly legitimate issue, is for Ethiopia to expand its economy, it needs to have not only access to a port, but essentially ownership of a port on a transactional basis.
It is to be remembered that recently the Ethiopian government has signed the Ankara Agreement with the government of Somalia, which bolsters this effort of the incumbent government.